She gave up her new relationship for her ex-husband, who constantly abused her, and her reasons will definitely leave you angry. Welcome, friends, to another exciting, intriguing, and emotional popular Nigerian movie. Trust me, you might want to grab some tissues or napkins because this movie will definitely make you cry. But by the end, you'll smile and celebrate your partner. And please don't forget to like, comment, share, and subscribe to this awesome channel for more movies. The movie starts with Hazel applying light makeup and checking her outfit in the mirror. Then Remy, her husband, enters and asks if she's ready. Noticing her outfit, he asks if they're going to dinner or to church. Hazel pleads with him to let them enjoy their night without any arguments. However, Remy didn't take this lightly. He accused her of being selfish and reminded her that he's told her repeatedly that he doesn't like the way she dresses. He wanted her to look more radiant and captivating. Well, you all know what he means by that. Frustrated, he canceled their dinner plans. That's so harsh. Now guys, let's judge who's the selfish one here. Please share your thoughts with us, friends. Later, during dinner, Hazel tries to talk to Remy, saying he needs to stop trying to change her into someone she's not. Remy didn't want to hear it and just wanted to eat in peace. Undeterred, Hazel explains that she can dress modestly and still be beautiful. She reminds him that he once loved her for who she is, but now he suddenly wants her to become a completely different person. That night, Hazel cuddles up to Remy and they kiss. But when Remy wanted to try something adventurous, Hazel explained that it always caused her pain and pleaded for them to just be natural with each other. Remy wasn't happy and told her to go to bed, nagging bitterly. Wow, was that really what the argument was about? Let's continue. The next morning, Hazel's friend Daisy visits and they discuss Hazel's issues. Daisy tries to talk her out of the challenge, showing her support. Later that day, Hazel tries calling Remy, but he doesn't respond. Meanwhile, Remy is with his mistress, Martha, who wonders why any woman in her right mind would chase a man like him away. According to her, Remy is every woman's dream. Ugh, ladies and gentlemen, do we agree with this? And does this justify his cheating? Please share your thoughts with us. Meanwhile, at home, Hazel is dressed and waiting for Remy. When he finally returns, Hazel tries to be affectionate, but he completely ignores her and goes inside. What happened next was completely unexpected. Later, when Hazel enters their room, Remy suddenly becomes romantic and gives her a lovely gift. Hazel reluctantly accepts it, but then Remy begins ranting and accusing her of being unappreciative. Completely confused by his behavior, Hazel lashes out in frustration. And this, my friends, was just the beginning of the misery that awaited them both. Let's watch and see what happens next. The couple begins having constant arguments and can't agree on anything. Meanwhile, shameless Remy continues sneaking off to his mistress, Martha. What a disgrace. One day, Hazel and Daisy are in the car on their way to Remy's office with breakfast. Hazel wants to make things right, but to her surprise, Remy arrives at the office with a less than pleasant attitude. Though she confronts him politely, his response is harsh. Seriously, guys, can this marriage even be saved? Let's find out. The next day, Remy asks for breakfast, but Hazel hasn't prepared any because he rarely eats her food, and it often goes to waste. Remy, being unreasonable, leaves the house displeased. And guess where he goes? To Martha, his mistress. He has the audacity to have breakfast with her. Not just breakfast, but lunch and dinner too. Imagine how that must make Hazel feel. Hazel begins to feel uncomfortable and suspicious because of how he speaks to her and mistreats her. But then a big shock hits Hazel, leaving her speechless and completely broken. Later that night, Remy sneaked out to answer a phone call, and Hazel tiptoed to eavesdrop. What she overheard was far from pleasant. The next morning at breakfast, Hazel tried to have a calm conversation with her husband about the upkeep of the house. However, Remy became defensive and irrational, making the discussion unnecessarily problematic. Later that day, Hazel confided in her friend Daisy about her suspicions that Remy was having an affair with a woman named Martha. Daisy, however, advised her not to jump to conclusions. But seeing how distressed Hazel was, Daisy couldn't help but feel unhappy and worried for her friend. One fateful night, Hazel answered Remy's phone and confirmed her suspicions. It was true. When she confronted him about it, Remy boldly admitted to the affair and showed no remorse. Hazel asked him how he would feel if she were the one having an affair, but Remy coldly confessed that he wouldn't care. He declared that he wanted an open marriage where they could both do as they pleased. Heartbroken but determined to save their marriage, Hazel begged him for another chance. However, it was clear that Remy had made up his mind. Devastated, Hazel spent the night drowning her sorrows with alcohol. The next day, Daisy visited Hazel at home. Disappointed in Remy's behavior and sympathetic toward Hazel, Daisy encouraged her friend to start going out and enjoying life more often. Tragically, Remy took things further by bringing his mistress, Martha, into their matrimonial home. They shamelessly did all sorts of inappropriate things together. Gosh, Remy, how do you expect Hazel to feel? Isn't this behavior cruel? Taking Daisy's advice, Hazel agreed to start going out more often. One day, while Hazel was out waiting for Daisy, a handsome young man named Jasper approached her. He was a gentleman and introduced himself, admitting that he was single. They had a delightful conversation over drinks, and when Daisy arrived, Hazel and Jasper exchanged phone numbers, hoping to meet again. Seeing Hazel's endless smiles and blushes brought a sense of relief to Daisy, who was happy to see her friend regain some joy in her life. Meanwhile, Remy and Martha's once passionate relationship began to crumble. Their love story, which had seemed like a Romeo and Juliet tale, quickly deteriorated into constant silly arguments. It seemed Remy was finally getting a taste of his own medicine. While Hazel and Jasper got to know each other better, Remy and Martha's issues became public knowledge. It was clear that they were perfectly suited to each other's cruelty. One day, Remy bought Martha tickets for a trip to Abuja at a luxurious 5-star hotel. However, Martha insulted him and dismissed his effort as uninteresting. Imagine that. Martha later attempted to provoke Hazel, but Hazel wasn't willing to play her games. Martha ultimately backed off and respected herself. That night, Hazel considered filing for divorce, but decided to wait for Remy to initiate it. Meanwhile, her conversations with Jasper became a frequent topic of discussion. While Remy struggled with issues in his relationship with Martha, Hazel was thriving with Jasper. He was a kind, thoughtful man who treated her far better than Remy ever had. One day, Jasper gifted Hazel a beautiful bracelet, and the two shared a blissful, passionate moment together. Truly, it seemed these two were meant to be. Meanwhile, Remy visited Martha with a gift, a stylish handbag. But Martha rejected it, insulted him, and dismissed his gesture. Humiliated, Remy excused himself and left. Later, Remy tried to speak with Hazel, but she wasn't home. Seeing their pictures together, he was overcome with regret and asked himself, "What have I done?" The next morning, Hazel returned home. Remy stopped her and apologized for everything, pleading with her to stop the games and reconcile. However, Hazel was unmoved and walked away. The following evening, Hazel came back home and Remy confessed that he had sent her 250,000 naira for her upkeep, along with stocking the house and settling the bills. He begged her to stop seeing Jasper, but Hazel admitted that she couldn't. She explained that she loved Jasper and couldn't hurt him the way Remy had hurt her. Angrily, she walked out again. Remy began to show signs of remorse for his actions. He seemed genuinely ready to make things right and desperately wanted to fix their broken marriage. He went as far as preparing breakfast for her, but she wasn't comfortable. She took a bite and left. Later, she went to Jasper's house, where they shared a nice meal together. Jasper was curious to know more about her and her love life. This made Hazel sad because she didn't know what to say about her love life. Seeing this, Jasper apologized for bringing up the topic. All Hazel could say was, "It's a little bit complicated." And indeed it was. Now, what's going to happen next? Will she continue her marriage or move on with Jasper? Please share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more thrilling updates. Later that night, Hazel was deeply confused about everything happening in her life. She discussed her feelings with her friend Daisy over the phone. She confessed that she loved Jasper because he made her completely happy. But at the same time, she wanted her marriage to work because she still loved Remy. She didn't know what to do. Her friend, being kind and reasonable, advised her that she had known Remy all her life, while she'd known Jasper for only a few weeks. Daisy also pointed out that she could tell when Remy was truly remorseful. She encouraged Hazel to do what was right for her and to follow her heart. That was good advice. And now, this is where everything gets messy, and someone ends up hurt by the end of the drama. The following day, Remy confronted Jasper politely. He pleaded with him to stop seeing Hazel because he admitted to being a bad husband in the past and wanted to make his marriage work again. Later, when Hazel came to see Jasper, she found him distressed. He then demanded to know the truth about her being married. Hazel was shocked and wondered how he knew. She then told him everything and was completely honest with him. Jasper was heartbroken, feeling she should have told him earlier. Nevertheless, he admitted that he still loved her and wished they could be together. However, he understood that she was married and needed to return to her husband. Hazel felt completely sorrowful because she knew going back to Remy was the right thing to do. Jasper asked her to leave, and when she did, he was left feeling empty and shattered. Oh my God. Finally, when Hazel returned home, she was stunned to see roses and candlelight everywhere. Remy, now sober and remorseful, knelt down and sincerely apologized from the depths of his heart for the trauma he had caused her. He begged for her forgiveness. Hazel forgave him and agreed to give their marriage a fresh start. They reconciled and kissed passionately. What a thrilling movie to remember. The producer, NollyFamily Family TV, did a fantastic job. Don't forget to check it out. Thanks for watching, and please don't forget to subscribe to this amazing channel. Stay tuned for more interesting, exciting, educative, and inspirational movie updates from us. Goodbye.